So, what is sexism? Because I think a lot of people are very confused about sexism. And so I'm just going to tell you, sexism is any kind of discrimination or prejudice that one feels towards another person based entirely on their gender. So let me give you an example. I've thought about this a lot. So when my husband walks in the house and he says, "You fucking bitch, go fry my eggs," that's him being rude.
Yeah.
But when he walks in my house and in our house and he says, "Babe, you're better at frying eggs because you're a woman," that is sexist.
Please explain. I found both. I found the earlier one outer.
No, because see, the earlier one, anyone he could walk into the room and say to Sujay, "You fucking bitch, go fry my eggs." He's just being a rude guy. But if he went to her and said, "Hey, sweetheart," not even rude, but "Hey, sweetheart, you'd be good at frying eggs because you're a woman," that's discrimination or an assumption or a prejudice based on gender.
Is she crying?
She's crying now. She doesn't like to be spoken to nicely.
Okay, cool.
It's something
Oh, that's a
no,
difference.
she doesn't.
Okay,
Some people don't like that.
For me, any ist or any ism isn't. It's more action based. If your prejudice comes out in action.
Yes.
Like what you said, obviously, this
Yes.
is a real life situation.
Yes.
When you're at a comedy show, when
Yes.
you're saying things out of humor,
Yes.
versus if I'm actually sexist or if I'm actually racist, if I was looking to employ somebody, I wouldn't employ this guy or I won't employ this particular gender. That is sexism.
Yes.
That is racism. That is what kind of bigotry that you might be into, whatever floats your boat. But then, at a comedy show, if you're going to say something because it incites some kind of relatable angle to something or the other, it's still a joke. I think we're at that point where people don't know the difference between a hate speech and a joke because they're like different scares.
I think that there's a difference between your intention or intent and then the content. So you could be and that's a good example of what I just gave you.
It's the intent and not the content alone.
Yeah.
Now, if your content is there, which can be seemed as in any ways racist, sexist, bigoted, but if your intent is something else. I think still okay.
I think so.
As generically, broadly speaking.
Yeah.
But if your intent is to harm and your content is harmful, then that's not cool.
Then